Hey guys, in this video I'm just going to go over Earthshatter. When I'm league starting, don't know if I'm playing Juggernaut or Berserker. Berserker does like 2 times more damage. Juggernaut shouldn't die, it should be impossible until like Ubers. So just going to go over, well, if you've never seen Earthshatter, it's going to be like this. You hit the ground, it drops spikes, and then you have war cries automating that detonate these spikes. Typically you get like 3 spikes. Average, probably, on a single target. Sometimes it can be 2, sometimes it could be more than 3, so depending on the hitbox of the target matters a lot. So big targets might get hit by like 4 or 5 spikes, average. Typically I'd say it's about safe to say 3. Average 2 on a bad, really small target or weird positioning, targets moving a lot type stuff. But yeah, so basically, way you figure out Earthshatter DPS, you just take your initial hit, make sure you hit initially on the target with your auto attack, and then the spikes come out, and then you'll get about ×3 this damage on average. So level 90 shit gear on a stupid Juggernaut looks about 3.5–4 million DPS with this garbage gear. Nothing special, just basically life resist. I don't have all the conditionals ticked, like I'm using Tahuani on this Adrenaline. Don't have War Banner drop for damage either. But this should be about accurate. Also, I'm only averaging 4 exerts, which you can technically get, you'll technically have 5 most of the time, but 4 exerts here, so I'm kind of like trying to keep as accurate, no bullshit numbers as I can, and you're really not going to be fighting bosses at this level 90. You're just mapping, so pretty much all your conditionals should pretty much be met all the time. No flasks or anything in this pop. It's just baseline, nothing special. So Juggernaut literally gives 0 DPS to our Ascendancy here. As you can see, it's just strictly for survivability. If I don't like this enough, maybe I play Berserker, but decent chance I pivot to Dual Strike with Low Life, Petrified Blood. You can find that in the other video, the pop there. But this looks pretty good. And if you really want to gig it up, you play this on Softcore as a Berserker. The damage is like at least 2 times, probably even a little bit more than that. Like if I were just to like 1-to-1 my character here, and just click some Berserker nodes, you can see the damage gets really dumb, really fast. With this gear level, this is already 9 million DPS, right? Whereas Jug is like 4 million, so for example, if I'm feeling spicy, I might start the Berserker. I think Ben and Exile are playing this build with Berserker on League Start. We'll see how that goes. My main concerns are there's a lot of annoying things that are on the Berserker, like taking damage. That sucks. Yep. Pretty straightforward, safe, looks pretty clean. I think it'll be fun with this automated General's Cry stuff. General's Cry has a really short cooldown, so it's going to be proccing all the time, detonating your spikes, and you don't have to play it, push that many buttons if you don't want to. But when you start wanting to actually like do stuff, you're going to want to fill in War Cries. Leave some starter-ish pobs, level 90, 95. I'm not going to show any like Giga gear pobs, but things like, Uber Shaper's Helm type, scaling stuff just makes this build do crazy damage. Probably in like horror or like a Berserker with like good gear. Berserker, good gear, it's probably pushing close to 100 million DPS. Might even, like genuinely be around 100 million DPS with really, really good gear. So if that sounds cool to you, if you're down to play this, then it looks pretty good. The more I look at this stuff, the better it looks. Looks better than all the other slams to me. Looks better than most anything else that I've seen. Other melee stuff that Dual Strike looks really good. Very extremely well-rounded, no weaknesses. And then I might play Zenith, Molten Strike as Zenith. That's like Giga gear way later, like that Mage Blood plus tier level gear, Replica Alberons, that kind of stuff. So I haven't really looked too much into that, but it should be pretty OP with totem changes and returning prod, potentially being on a weapon, whatever, But, yeah, this looks good. This is what I'm going to League Start. Juggernaut or Berserker if I'm feeling really spicy, but Juggernaut, like these damage numbers are, for 1-to-1, they're already higher at this gear level than Bone Shatter would be, which Bone Shatter of Complex Trauma into Dual Strike is a legit route as well. So if I get around to it, I'll make a pob for Complex Bone Shatter, like level 90-ish gear. But I wouldn't count on it, but if I get around to it. But Bone Shatter, or I'm sorry, Earthshatter looks really good. Berserker is going to be like some of the most absurd, like day 1, day 2 damage you've ever seen on a build. Like you're genuinely going to be able to touch like the 10 million range on like level 95-ish character. So that's pretty sick, right? So if that sounds cool to you, you can try it. So that's the Juggernaut Berserker, Earthshatter stuff. I'll leave pobs in link. You want them? They should be pretty clean. Might have a tiny bit of error, but looking at it, I didn't notice anything that really jumped out at me, so should be pretty clean to use. GG.